Greetings friend from Mahamtb channel. I am Chandrashekhar Nene. I study international relations and geopolitics. Along with me is videographer Harshad. Today I want to delve a little bit into history, talk about the present and then do little bit of future gazing. And this is in the areas of geopolitics and international relations. When we hear the date 9th August, we immediately think of the Quit India movement which was launched in 1942. But 9th August is also another significant day. 9th August 1971, India signed the historic Indo-Russia Friendship Treaty. In Russia, the treaty was called Defending the Friend Treaty. This was informed by the Russian ambassador at that time in India that we are calling this treaty Defending a Friend. The genesis of this treaty is little bit in past when it was almost certain that India and Pakistan will go to war because of the atrocities in Bangladesh were pushing millions of refugees into India and that was becoming an unbearable burden. If there is going to be a war with Pakistan, we were worried that would China remain silent. And at that time, remember, Britain and USA were both completely pro-Pakistan. The President Nixon was actually supporting Yahya Khan despite the atrocities being done by Yahya's soldiers into Bangladesh. Now, Indira Gandhi was naturally worried that if we were to fight on two fronts, if we start fighting with Pakistan and suddenly China opens a third front, what to do? And since Britain and America were never going to help us, she sought help from NATO, but NATO countries were with India because of the atrocities committed in Bangladesh. But the NATO forces will not come to the aid of India. So she needed a counterweight for China. And fortunately for India, in 1969 March, just 2.5 years before, Russia and China had almost gone to war. Very few people remember of this history. What had really happened in the northwest corner of China and the eastern corner of Russia, there is a border between Russia and China and there is a river which was deemed as a border. This was part of the erstwhile Manchuria. The river was called Ussuri River. On the Ussuri River, Russian empire had made treaty with Chinese empire way back and told them that Ussuri River is going to be the border between Russia and China in that particular area. Mao Zedong, when he came to power, just like he played a hanky-panky in India border along the Ladakh and Arunachal, he started saying, and also Tibet, he started saying that all these treaties were made where China was weak. So we are not going to abide by any of the treaties. He played the same game with the Russians. And in the Ussuri River, there is an island inside the river on which there is a city. The name of the city in Russian is Damansky Island, and in Chinese it is Zhenbao Island. As is clear from two names of this city or island, it is a disputed territory. But Russians had demarcated the border along the eastern coast of Ussuri River. Ussuri River runs north-south in that area. So they said that this city is ours. Whereas Chinese said this is not on, city is going to be ours. So there was a fight. And suddenly in March of 69, Chinese soldiers attacked Russian soldiers into that city. In the beginning, Russian soldiers were taken aback and they lost some territory, they lost the island, but then Russia brought its military into full action and kicked the Chinese out. It went on for 8 months. And finally, in the funeral of Ho Chi Minh in Vietnam, there was a treaty between Russia and China and this conflict was resolved for the time being. But since this history of animosity between Russia and China was very recent, Indira Gandhi offered to Russia that we should do a treaty. And it surprised the world that Indo-Soviet Friendship Treaty was signed on, and it was a 20-year treaty, and one particular item in that treaty was, a clause in that treaty was, if any of us is attacked, the other country will come to the aid of the attacked country. Now this was a clear message to China, if you try anything against Indian borders, Russia will not be quiet. And just to back up this treaty with real action, there were 4 divisions of Russian army on the Ussuri River. Russia added 40 more divisions on the Sino-Soviet border. So this was a clear warning to China, should you do anything against India during the Bangladesh and India during the Pakistan and India war, you would be attacked by Russia. That kept China quiet. Pakistan kept saying that there is a northern friend which is going to help us in case of conflict with India. That northern friend was China, and China did nothing. They were just there. At the same time, British and the Americans respectively sent two naval forces. One was called Task Force 74 by America, which was the 7th Fleet of America with Enterprise as the aircraft carrier and a huge number of ships. As it is said, 74 ships came into Bay of Bengal. That was a way to pressurize India into stopping the war and submitting. Britain also sent a naval force called Task Force Eagle. But to counter that, what the Russians did, they sent 21 nuclear submarines into the Bay of Bengal. On a pre-designed day and time, all the submarines surfaced in a cordon around the task forces of both America and Britain. This was a message given to both the navies that should you try anything adventurous into Bay of Bengal at this time, we will not be quiet. We have got equal force in that. To aid these submarines, Russia also sent almost 40 additional ships with a flotilla of ships of Russian Navy. So, because of that, complete silence from America and Britain, they actually withdrew from Bay of Bengal, and we could comfortably win the war in Bangladesh. And on 16 December 1971, General Niazi, of the commander of the Pakistani forces in East Bengal, East Pakistan, surrendered. Niazi is his surname. Niazi is a hated name in Pakistan, and as we all know, Imran Khan is also from the same clan, maybe a nephew of General Niazi, I don't know. So he doesn't use the surname Niazi at all, because Niazi is a hated name in Pakistan. But what I am driving here, situation is boiling down perhaps that we may have to start, or we may have to confront both the Chinese and Pakistani forces. Should we try to get Gilgit-Baltistan and POK and all that, and we are sure to do something about that. So to aid us into that, we again need to have international friends. Fortunately, this time Russia is ruled by Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin is no friend of China. Russia and China, there is an animosity. Vladimir Putin is friend of India. We have recently bought the S-400 anti-missile system also, ABMC, anti-ballistic missile system, and we are also negotiating with Russia about their S-500 and S-600, the advanced systems in place. Now, this is a time when 6th of December, Vladimir Putin is coming to visit New Delhi to meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi. I will give you another interesting information. In 2016, in the Republic Day parade of 26 January in India, the chief guest was President Hollande from François Hollande of France, and French troops took part in the parade of Indian Republic Day parade. 2017, the chief guest was UAE chief, the ruler of Abu Dhabi. At that time, 149 soldiers and officers from UAE military took part in the Indian Republic Day parade. In 2018, Bangladesh soldiers took part in the Indian Republic Day parade. So there is a kind of sequence of events where we see a cementing of relationship between friends by soldiers of different countries, foreign countries taking part in our Republic Day parade. Since 6th of December, Vladimir Putin is going to visit. It's a cordial atmosphere visit. I suggest, and this has been suggested to me by some retired army officers also, that this time we should invite not only Russian soldiers, but also soldiers from the CIS countries like Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, and all these other ex-Soviet Republic countries to send their soldiers to take part in our Republic Day parade. Republic Day parade this time is going to be definitely there, because last year or in 21 itself we couldn't have the parade because of the COVID problem. No foreign guests were there. So this time we should get the foreign soldiers to take part in the parade. This sends a very strong signal that our relationship with all these countries is very strong, and should any adventure occur, things won't remain quiet. Granted that we are already part of Quad Alliance in the South China Sea and Indo-Pacific alliance is there. But along with that, this type of move by the countries to send their own soldiers into the Indian Republic Day parade, and we should reciprocate that. Our soldiers should also be invited to take part in their Republic Day parade. This gives a clear message to China that adventurism on Indian border is not going to be tolerated. And I am sure America will also be very happy with this signal, because America itself is worried about Chinese designs on Taiwan. I wanted to bring this geopolitical game in front of you, and looking at the future, near future, this perhaps we should start negotiating with those countries right now for inviting their soldiers and for them to accept our invitations. As you know, Uzbekistan and Tajikistan, we are already having our, and perhaps in Kyrgyzstan, we are already having our air force bases in those countries. So, we already have tight defense relationships with them. This will be a good signal to the world when their foreign soldiers come and take part and give the salute into Indian Republic Day parade. Wanted to bring this geopolitical situation in front of you. If you like this video, please give us your comments. Please subscribe to our channel. You also please press the bell icon if you have not done it till now, so that our newest videos can be immediately intimated to you. Thank you.